Porch lights flickering out on the drive, counting the ways I'm barely alive. I watched you fold your shirts like a map, leaving a silence that feels like a trap. I kept the fire lit, I kept the wine cold, but I'm holding a story that's already told. I fought the distance and I fought the pride. I kept every promise with nowhere to hide. I carved out a kingdom in the palm of your hand, but I'm building a life on shifting sand. I gave it my soul, I gave it my need, but love looked around and it didn't choose me. There's a ghost in the hallway that looks like your smile. It hasn't been home for a very long while. They say that it's better to have loved than have lost, but they never mention the blood or the cost of waking up, reaching for a hand that isn't there, and breathing in nothing but cold, empty air. Was I just a chapter you had to get through, a temporary harbor while your own wind blew? I wasn't a failure, I wasn't a lie, I was just the one you could say goodbye to without around and it didn't choose me. No, it didn't choose me. The stars are still there, but the sky is just black. I'm waiting for something that's not coming back. Love walked right past, and it didn't choose me. frost is creeping thick across the pane, and the radio is humming through the rain. I'm pulling on that sweater, the one with the frayed sleeve, the one you used to borrow when you didn't want to leave. The house is quiet now, the air is getting thin, and I don't know where the winter ends and I begin. I can't recall the taste of your goodbye, or the color of the clouds across the sky. The details of the ending start to fade, but I'm still haunted by the light we made. I remember the warmth, I remember the glow, like a summer fire burning beneath the snow. I remember the way your breath fell on my skin before the cold reality started sinking in. The world is gone gray as far as I can see, but I remember the warmth of you loving me. There's a space on the sofa where the sunlight used to land. I keep reaching out my fingers just to find your hand. I've turned the heater up, I've locked every door, but I can't find the fever that we had before. Now I'm just a shadow shivering in the hall, waiting for a season that won't ever call. They say the memory is what keeps you alive, but it's the very thing that makes it hard to survive. Because the ice is sharp and the wind is a knife, and I'm freezing in the aftermath of a different life. I remember the warmth, I remember the glow, like a summer fire burning beneath the snow. I remember the way your breath felt on my skin before the cold reality started sinking in. The world is gone gray as far as I can see, but I remember the warmth of you loving me. I'm shivering in the dark, just a flicker, just a spark. I've forgotten your voice, I've forgotten your name, but my heart still remembers the heat of the flame. Yeah, I remember the warmth, the cold is all that's left. Coffee still sitting where you left it on the stand. Ceramic ghost of the way you held my hand. I tried to fill the rooms with the sound of the TV, but the silence is a weight that's crushing down on me. I look in the mirror, but I don't see my face, just a hollowed out shell in an abandoned place. I thought we were a pulse, I thought we were a beat, I thought we were the fire that could handle the heat. But you reached inside and you took what was mine and left me standing at the finish line. Now there's a hole where the rhythm used to be, a canyon in the center of the soul of me. You took the music and you took the light and left me shivering in the middle of the night. I'm breathing in air, but it's heavy and hollow, with no heart left for my body to follow. Yeah, you took the best of me and you left my chest empty. I see people laughing as they walk down the street, while I'm just a rhythm that forgot how to beat. It's a physical ache, a strange kind of cold, to have a story inside that can never be told. I'm a clock with no gears, I'm a bird with no sky, just a permanent echo of your last goodbye. Did you need it for yourself? Did you need a spare to keep you alive while you're out somewhere? Or did you just drop it and watch it all break? How much of a person are you allowed to take? Now there's a hole where the rhythm used to be, a canyon in the center of the soul of me. You took the music and you took the light and left me shivering in the middle of the night. I'm breathing in air, but it's heavy and hollow, with no heart left for my body to follow. Yeah, you took the best of me and you left my chest empty. I'm just a cage with no bird inside, nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. It's so quiet in here, I can hear the wind blowing through the space you left empty, so empty. The screaming match is over, the front door finally clicked. The air is thick with every word that we shouldn't have picked. But now the dust is settling on the pictures in the hall, and there's no one left to blame, and there's no one left to call. I thought the sound of leaving would be the hardest part to bear, but it's the way the oxygen just freezes in the air. I'm waiting for a floorboard creak, a key inside the lock, anything to break the steady ticking of the clock. The storm was loud and violent, a wreckage on the floor, but it's the aftermath that's shaking me even more. Because the quiet is a hammer, and the quiet is a blade. It's the loudest kind of dead for every promise that we made. I can handle the thunder, I can stand out in the rain, but the sound of you not being here is a different kind of pain. My ears are ringing with the ghost of what we used to be. Oh, the quiet hurts more than the truth of losing me. The kettle starts to whistle, and I jump out of my skin. I'm terrified of letting all this emptiness sink in. I used to crave the peace of mind, a moment to myself, but now your absence is a book just rotting on the shelf. There's a roar inside my head where your laughter used to live, and I've got all this silence now with nothing left to give. It's the echo of your toothbrush hitting the porcelain sink. It's the how was your day that I don't even get to think. It's the static on the radio when the song begins to fade. It's the heavy, hollow price for the choices that we made. Because the quiet is a hammer, and the quiet is a blade. It's the loudest kind of dead for every promise that we made. I can handle the thunder, I can stand out in the rain, but the sound of you not being here is a different kind of pain. My ears are ringing with the ghost of what we used to be. Oh, the quiet hurts more than the truth of losing me. Shh. Can you hear it? The sound of a heart just stopping, the sound of the world just dropping away. I thought that goodbye would be the sting, but the silence is everything. Yeah, the quiet hurts more. Soft, lingering piano note until it dies out.
I didn't just dip my toes in, I dived off the ledge. I built us a garden right on the jagged edge. I memorized the map of every freckle on your back, filled in all your empty spaces, painted over every crack. I gave you my keys and the keys to my mind, leaving nothing of myself for me to find. They say steady water is the safest place to swim, but I was a tidal wave reaching for your rim. I poured every drop until my riverbed ran dry, and I never stopped to ask the reason why. I loved you too deep, I went under too far. I followed the light of a falling star. I'm gasping for air, the wreck of us two, drowning in the ghost of what I thought I knew. There's no solid ground where the heart can't keep. I lost myself, 'cause I loved you too deep. Now the pressure is heavy, it's weighing on my lungs, speaking a language of forgotten tongues. I see you on the surface, you're treading just fine, while I'm drifting down past the safety line. You were just a traveler looking for a shore, but I was an ocean wanting more and more and more. If I had held back a little, if I'd kept a little spark, maybe I wouldn't be so cold here in the dark. But I don't know how to love with a foot out the door. I don't know how to settle for less than forevermore. I loved you too deep, I went under too far. I followed the light of a falling star. I'm gasping for air, the wreck of us two, drowning in the ghost of what I thought I knew. There's no solid ground where the heart can't keep. I lost myself, 'cause I loved you too deep, too deep. Is turning black, and I don't know the way back. I was a sea, you were just a stone, and now I'm at the bottom, all alone. I didn't scream it, you didn't pack in a hurry. The dust didn't dance in the light of a closing door. We just sat in the kitchen until the vision got blurry, and realized we couldn't be us anymore. No broken glass, no bitter words to retract, just the quiet collapse of a long-standing past. Our ending was soft, it didn't make a sound, like snow falling down on a graveyard ground. No lightning strike, no final grand goodbye, just a slow fading blue in a winter sky. It's the kind of heartbreak that stays in your bones, because we didn't crash, we just drifted alone. Our ending was soft, and that's why it cuts so deep. I watched you fold your shirts with such steady hands, like you were just leaving for a weekend away. We followed the map, we followed the plans, but we ran out of things that we needed to say. The silence wasn't angry, it wasn't even cold. It was just the weight of a story already told. Our ending was soft, it didn't make a sound, like snow falling down on a graveyard ground. No lightning strike, no final grand goodbye, just a slow fading blue in a winter sky. It's the kind of heartbreak that stays in your bones, because we didn't crash, we just drifted alone. Our ending was soft, and that's why it cuts so deep. Sometimes I wish you'd hated me, sometimes I wish I'd lied. Anything to feel the spark of the fire before it died. But we were gentle, we were kind, and now I'm haunted by the peace we signed. Our ending was soft, it didn't make a sound, like snow falling down on a graveyard ground. No lightning strike, no final grand goodbye, just a slow fading blue in a winter sky. It's the kind of heartbreak that stays in your bones, because we didn't crash, we just drifted alone. Our ending was soft, so soft, like a candle going out in an empty room, like the last petal falling before the bloom. You tucked the hair behind my ear and whispered the things I didn't want to hear. Our ending was soft. Change the sheets and I move the chair, but I still catch the ghost of you standing there. The coffee's cold and the house is still. I try to move on, but I don't think I will. I told my friends that I'm doing fine, that I finally drew a finish line. But truth is a shadow that follows me home, reminding me why I'm sitting alone. The logic in my head says let you go, the pride in my chest says don't let it show. But there's a rebel living deep inside that refuses to run and refuses to hide. My heart still calls you by your name in the middle of the night. It's always the same, it doesn't care about the miles or the mess we made. It doesn't know the colors are starting to fade. I can tell my mind that we're better apart, but I can't talk sense to a broken heart. It's a lonesome echo, a steady blue. My heart still calls you. I saw your car, one just like it, and for a second my pulse started to ignite it. I reached for my phone to tell you the news. Before I remembered, I'm the one you didn't choose. It's the muscle memory of loving you so long that makes every ride feel completely wrong. My heart still calls you by your name. In the middle of the night, it's always the same. It doesn't care about the miles or the mess we made. It doesn't know the colors are starting to fade. I can tell my mind that we're better apart, but I can't talk sense to a broken heart. It's a lonesome echo, a steady blue. My heart still calls, shouting into the canyon of us, through the wreckage and the settling dust. It's a frequency only you used to hear, and it's screaming your name while I'm choking on tears. The closet's half empty, the air is too thin. I'm tracing the places where your touch has been. I thought the departure would be a sharp sting, but it's more like a winter that won't turn to spring. It's not just a memory, it's not just a ghost. It's the presence of absence when I need you most. I sit in the quiet and watch the clock crawl, while the shadow of us grows tall on the wall. It's not a sudden crash or a heavy sound. It's the way the floorboards ache across the ground. It's a rhythmic hollow, a slow, steady tide of everything hollow I'm carrying inside. I feel the lost breathe in the back of my throat, like a heavy winter lining in a summer coat. It's inhaling the silence and exhaling the pain. It's the mist on the window, the scent of the rain. Every time I take a step, it's right there behind. A heartbeat that isn't yours but isn't mine. It's alive and it's heavy, it's cold and it's deep. I feel the lost breathe even when I'm asleep. went to the market and bought food for one, but I still find I'm waiting for the day to be done, so I can come home to the seat where you sat and have a long conversation with the space on the mat. The loss has a fever, the loss has a pulse. It's the only thing left that feels real and nothing else. It's a living thing feeding on the we used to be, and now it's the only thing living with me. I try to blow it out like a candle flame, but the smoke just spells out your beautiful name. I tried to run until my lungs were on fire, but the loss just climbed up even higher. It's my oxygen now, this grief that I hold, a story that's breathing but already told. Exhaling the pain, it's the mist on the window, the scent of the rain. Every time I take a step, it's right there behind. A heartbeat that isn't yours, but isn't mine. It's alive and it's heavy, it's cold and it's deep. I feel the loss breathe, even when I'm asleep. In and out, it's the ghost in the hallway. In and out, it's the price I have to pay. I'm gasping for air in this room where we stood. I'd stop it from breathing if I only could, but it's all that is left to you, so I let it breathe too.
The city is screaming, the engines are loud. I'm losing my balance in the middle of a crowd. The static is rising, a storm in my head, and I'm reaching for words that we should have stayed said. I used to come home and just lean on the door, and the roar of the world wouldn't matter no more. But the hallway is vacant, the kitchen is cold,
and I'm losing my grip on the hand I used to hold. The static is blinding, the sirens are near, and I'm paralyzed here by the echoes of fear. I'm looking for cover, I'm looking for rest, but there's a hollowed out canyon inside of my chest. You were my safe sound, my quiet in the dark, the only voice that ever found the center of my heart. When the thunder was crashing and the sky fell away, you were the hum of the morning, the peace of the day. Now the silence is heavy, it's a deafening ring since I lost the vibration of your everything. I'm drowning in noise while the world spins around, because you were my safe sound. I'm playing back voicemails just to hear how you speak, a low frequency remedy for when I'm weak. It's the tone of your laughter, the way that you sigh, that kept all the monsters from living inside. Now I wake in the night and I'm catching my breath in a room that feels quiet as a slow, lonely death. I'm tuning the radio, searching the air, but I can't find a rhythm like when you were there. Without you, the wind is a whistle of glass, cutting through hours as they slowly pass. Every footstep is heavy, every door is a slam. I've forgotten the sound of the man that I am. I'm a broken piano with all the keys stuck, just a ghost of a song that ran out of love. Just a whisper, just a breath in the night. I'd give anything now for the sound of "it's alright," but the static is all that I found. You were my safe sound, the hum of your name, so safe. dishes shattered on the hardwood floor. No heavy footsteps heading for the door. We didn't use our voices like a sharpened blade. We just watched the colors of the summer fade. I was reading a book, you were staring at the wall while the foundation crumbled. We didn't feel the fall. Just a slow motion leak in a reservoir, until we didn't know who the hell we were anymore. A house can collapse without a single crack. A heart can go cold and never make it back. We were waiting for a storm that never decided to blow. We were just two people with nowhere left to go. We broke without a bang, we broke without a cry, like a cloud just dissolving in a mid-afternoon sky. No sirens in the street, no I hate you in the air. Just a sudden realization that the spark wasn't there. It's the quietest kind of violent, the way we came unbound. Our world ended softly, we broke without sound. I reached for your hand and I felt the empty space, like a map of a city that had been erased. We still said good morning, and how was your day? While the ghosts of our promises were drifting away. It's harder to fix what you can't hear snapping. It's harder to mourn when you didn't see it happening. We were a beautiful song played on a muted string, just the hollowed out echo of a golden thing. Sometimes I wish we'd screamed until our lungs gave out, anything to prove what we were fighting about. But we were too polite to let the tragedy show. We just turned out the lights and let the fire go. We broke without a cry, like a cloud just dissolving in a mid-afternoon sky. No sirens in the street, no I hate you in the air. Just a sudden realization that the spark wasn't there. It's the quietest kind of violent, the way we came unbound. Our world ended softly, we broke without sound. Listen to the silence in the hallway. Listen to the shadows on the floor. We aren't us anymore. No glass on the ground, no wreckage to be found. Just you and me breaking without a sound.